Oh, oh. Are we live? Here we go. So, hi. We thought we'd go live today with Montana. So, we were just laughing about how we think he was probably an elephant in a former life because this right there is very strong. But a lot of you guys know Montana from the Academy because he is one of the stars of the show because he's the bestest horse, except for that guy. He's also the bestest horse. Anyway, I want to introduce you guys to Montana and his story. He is, I think, 15 this year, and he was bred in the United States by Oak Hill Ranch, and Brenda and Claude Duet bought him in utero, and then they had this big, adorable baby who has a little tiny snip. I don't know if you can see it. It's really tiny and it's really cute. And he's got four white socks and a little star and a little tiny, tiny, tiny snip, which I love. I love so much. So I started riding. Brenda called me. I was moving to South Carolina from Maryland, and Brenda randomly texts me, and I get all kinds of text messages and emails and whatever. And she was like, I'm a breeder in the area, and I heard you're moving. Would you be able to take some horses into training for me? And I was like, what kind of horses do you have? And she's like, Danish horses. And I'm like, yes. Because I don't know, I thought it was going to be like some kind of like weird mix of who knows what. So I said, heck yeah, I'll definitely take your horses. And Montana was one of them. And that was, I believe, in, probably 5 years ago. I think it was 5 years ago. And it was love at first sit. I sat on this horse and I was like, I love him so much. He's so, oh, and here comes someone who's jealous. So we already told everyone about you. You already had your time. Gotta give it to Montana now. No, your time. You had your time. You had your time. Anyway, I sat on, he's gonna get mad. I sat on Montana and I loved him. He's huge. He's probably like 1,600 pounds, probably. He's big. He's very big, but so light on his feet. He's amazing. And so light in the contact and just soft. He's like a big brown cloud. I love riding him. I competed him. We started out small tour, pre St. George. I won. We went to the Festival of Champions. I also trained and rode his full brother, which was kind of fun. They're actually not that much alike. Here's a little cameo from Lucy. I don't know if you can see her. Hey, Lou. Hi. Hi. And then we made our debut at Grand Prix. No, don't be bad. Don't be bad on TV. Um, and we've probably been Grand Prix, I think, 3 years or so. We went to regionals and BLMs, and um, he's got a wonderful freestyle that we really enjoy doing. And now I don't know, like I haven't really been thinking about showing him that much because he's so good in the academy and he teaches a couple of lessons. And so I sort of decided I wasn't going to show him that much because he's so fun to ride on a normal day basis. But yes, Brenda, Brenda had met me. She was with another trainer and she had met me while that trainer was looking at a sale horse that I had. And she just remembered how like professional I was and how um, nice I was and whatever. And so that's why she wanted to send her horses to me because she had met me like a couple years earlier. So that's also something like always be nice and make a good impression and be professional. So you never know who owns what horses and who wants to send you horses in training. So yes, Montana is American bred. He is by Rambo. I would highly recommend. I rode two, him and his brother Dakota. I love them. He's Rambo, and then the famous Lomani. She's pretty amazing. And yeah, Brenda had them, and he was just, he's just such a big teddy bear. We just all love Tanner Banana. And what else? He likes to eat, if you can tell. He did have, before I met him, he did have colic surgery, I think when he was maybe 6 or 7 years old. So, colic surgery is not the end of everyone's life. Horses can go on from colic surgery and go to the Grand Prix, and it's not that totally limiting. So, what else about Tanner Banana? What else about you? Um, he's very sensitive. I would say he always reminds me, he's so big, but he always reminds me of like you're at a wedding and like somebody's really big uncle, like we'll just call him Uncle John, is there, big Uncle John. And it's the reception, and like Uncle John like takes his jacket off and like loosens up his tie, and you're like, "Oh boy, Uncle John's a big guy. He's a big dude. Oh boy, he's going to the dance floor." And then Uncle John is like the best dancer on the floor. That is this guy right here. He looks really big, but he's amazing how light on his feet, and he's got a great rhythm and a great, yeah, he's just a love. I actually own him now because we were coming back from Devon, and Brenda was like, "Oh, I don't know if I should sell him," and and I was like, "Oh my God, um, what would what are you thinking about price wise?" And she's like, "Well, to you, I would sell him to you for $1 because I trust you more than anybody on the planet to take good care of him." And so, yeah, he's my dollar horse. So that's a pretty neat story. And he gets to retire to Brenda's house, yeah, whenever he's ready to go home. So we're not ready yet because I love riding him and I love owning him. And I think it's important always to own a horse that you have full control over. Ann Gribbons gave us that advice many years ago at the Young Dressage Horse Trainer Symposium. And it was always about, you should always have one that reminds you of why you started. You love horses. You were always that little girl who, was in the back seat of your parents' car and was like out the window, like, horses, horses, can we stop? And so I do think kind of owning your own and being responsible in that way really helps kind of bring that to life. So that's my Tanners. It's my Tanners. And yeah, we're gonna think about doing some more videos for the Academy before we go home. We've got a horse show tomorrow and a horse show next week. But I think we'll get a couple more in. So yeah, what else? What else do you need to say? Oh, he does have this one really wonderful trick. I mean, he's wonderful on all levels, but I think it was Caitlin when he was at Stacy's taught him how to do this. Are you gonna do your trick? You wanna do your trick? Oh, you're gonna do it? Mwah. Because he gives kisses. And that's what makes him so cute. But thanks for joining. I wanted you guys to get to know Montana a little bit because he's in the academy quite a bit. And yeah, just know his story. So thanks for joining. I'll see you soon. Bye.